So thank you very much,
Yes.
Govind. So I have been given the privilege and selected for a session, and the session should essentially last for about 25 minutes plus a question and answer session. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I can do it for 20 minutes and give a 10 minutes question and answer session so that we have adequate time for the next speaker to speak, as we have already moved into 3-5. So today, this morning, that's one of the things that I have learned, to use presence of mind, no matter who you are, where you are, and what circumstance. So the whole session is between 3 and 4, which means a lot of people's time, effort is put here to come, and we have to respect that. So having said that, so let me tell you one very, very important aspect. This is one of the posts that I put recently on all my social media, saying that somewhere we have gone into this thought process that we have living between the waves for the last 14 months. So April 2020 is when it all began. And at that time, we had a first wave and we all thought that everything just came to an absolute standstill and we did not know what to do. So we just stayed at home, almost did nothing, tried to grow up with our business and say, can I survive this pandemic? Okay, so two aspects of survival. One was on the business front, and another very, very importantly was on the life front. Okay, will I be part of the whole thing? Will I get COVID? Will I survive from that? So the worry was there, and then it completely died down in the month of December. And then came the next summer, and the second wave set in. And now, every day, everybody you speak to is literally asking for the third wave. Okay. So, and they all seem to know a date, which is bewildering as to how everybody knows the date of the third wave. Okay, so let us stop living our lives between the waves and just live a life. Okay, so I'm going to show a short clip, which I just got this morning. It was very, very interesting as to what an organization which has nothing to do with this is doing. Okay, so I'm going to share the sound and I'm going to play this, just a 2-minute video. I would definitely love all of you to see it.
1-1 किलोमीटर 1.5 किलोमीटर वो नीचे नाले में चले जाती हैं गाड़ी बड़ी बड़ी खाई है इस रोड गाड़ियां जो आती हैं बैंड्स पे ओवरटेक करती हैं या स्पीड पे होती हैं एक दूसरे के साथ ब्रश हो जाती हैं तो उसमें काफी कैजुअलिटीज भी होती हैं
On the hairpin bends, nobody knows that what is coming from the other side at what speed, and if they don't know, they can't take any action depending upon that.
We created smart poles with radar technology that communicates with each other to alert drivers on both sides of the blind curve with the sound of a horn.
Humans instinctively react to sound, so it uses that concept to provide them input.
The radar on the smart poles reads the speed of the vehicles and communicates with the smart pole at the other end. They alert the drivers on both sides by honking, indicating them to slow down and cross safely.
वैल्यूएबल लाइफ जो है वो बचेंगी दैट्स गोइंग टू हेल्प अ लॉट
Okay. So this we learn is that absolute presence of mind of a company which is the country's largest lubricant company said it is not just how our vehicles run smoothly, it's also how to save lives. And they actually brought in somebody who could say, if you honk, it will send an alert. Life keeps evolving and changing. So as we go, 25 years back when I started off, I spoke first and somewhat listened. 15 years back, with 10 years experience, I listened and then I spoke. 5 years back, with 20 years behind me, I actively listened and then spoke. And now in the last 14 months in the new normal, and I actively listen and speak when asked. Okay, so that is in a nutshell how life has evolved around me. Circumstances and life situations change us. Yet, do you change? Do you think rationally? Which one of our participants just now mentioned in the audience that she thinks rationally when she makes decisions for people. Do you think rationally and answer, or are you impulsive? Do you have a button inside that always keeps saying, I have to be first, I have to win, I have to be in control? Think about it. Indeed, circumstances and life's situations changes. So what qualities should one possess to begin thinking the presence of mind, which is the art of being mindful? So, ladies and gentlemen, we start need to thinking now, what is this whole topic of presence of mind being? So I'm just going to give you the first word, if you can all write down, is the word humility. The word humility says, tomorrow is never promised. So do your best today and start appreciating the employees, the team, the partners, the people who are in your life. Like today is the best day. Humility and being humble goes a long, long way. So the word humility and being humble is what you need to write down first. The second word is maturity. The second word is maturity. Okay, a lot of us, though a lot of brilliant singers are there in this room, but a lot of us are not those brilliant singers, but we tend to stand in the bathroom and sing like nobody can hear. Open the door and we stop singing. So what is maturity? Maturity is often defined as to how we behave in public, how we react, how we respond, and most importantly, what we say, when and under what circumstances, because everybody is watching and keenly listening. So you've got humility and you've got maturity. The third word is grounded. Grounded. Okay. Think of yourself around your house and say, I bought myself an expensive refrigerator, an expensive microwave. Even my iron box needs a 3-pin plug. The 3-pin plug, ladies and gentlemen, is something that you use because the third thick up point of the plug is to ground it. So you put it so that you ground it and you put a kg of salt in the ground so that things don't go astray with that equipment that you bought. Now, when it comes to you, you behave like a 2-pin plug, which has no grounding. If you own all of these things, you're worth 100 times more. So learn to be grounded. Okay, so humility, maturity, and grounded, and don't be a 2-pin plug. The fourth word is composed. Be the calm in the storm. March end 2020 taught us that in a big, big way as to how to panic and stay panicked. Every situation you tend to panic. And if you do that, you're quite like the shepherd who cried, wolf, wolf, to fool the villagers, and when he needed help, he got none. Save your panic when there's really one. Else, stay composed. So humility, maturity, grounded, and composed is what we are. If you do that, then comes the thought process of using the presence of mind. And I use this adage with everybody. that if you on an everyday basis start using these things in your life, you start going and doing things like flow with the flow. That means you know what you're doing, you're firmly grounded, you're mature as to know how to talk when you're in public, you know how you're composed, and very, very importantly, you have the humbleness and humility to go about it. So these are my business specialization. Okay. When I say startups, when I meet these youngsters and people who do these startups, I speak and get to the point. Family run businesses, I listen and I make their point come alive. And we come to the very, very niche segment of royal families. They will tell you what to do. You just need to make their want better. You can't do much more than that. So each time that you meet a different type of people in your business, are you keenly listening? Are you getting to the point? Are you actually working on their life aspirations, because there are family run businesses from the generations and actioning what they want? And when you meet the Maharajas, generation after generation after generation, they have been telling people what to do. And they don't want somebody who suddenly comes up and tells them what to do. So they have beautiful aspirations and dreams. So become part of this and use your presence of mind when you talk to them. Because every single person that I lined up here, whether startups, family run businesses, or royal families, there's a thin line we should never cross. Okay, the next thing, if you aspire to be a great leader, be present. We a lot of time come to understand that even though we are in the same room with someone or some people, we are not always present. You get preoccupied with other activities and you let your mind drift to other things. And most of all, you start listening to your inner voice when someone is speaking. Because of your lack of presence, people feel very unheard and frustrated. So in the recent past, we had an open networking happening in an event. First person spoke, third, fourth, fifth, and people were generally saying that unless I volunteer, I'm not going to be asked. And suddenly they asked me. So it was an out of blue question. And fortunately, I was present, which means I was mindful of every conversation happening in the room, and I knew my audience. So when I answered, the moderator wrote to me and said, how is it in any situation, any circumstance, you're so calm, you're very mature and grounded when you answer? So that, ladies and gentlemen, is presence of mind. Are you in that room when you log into video conferencing? When you go to a seminar, you go to a webinar, or you go to a function, or you go to a family event, if you go there and pick up this instrument, you're not being mindful. You're just showing the priority is not them. The priority is something else. Presence of mind is being actually there, be mindful, listen, participate fully and thoroughly when asked. That in essence is presence of mind. The secrets of mindful presence, or the true presence of mind, makes you that awesome leader without having you to stepping in always to solve, fix, manipulate, and control all situations. And we do that quite often. Okay, we actually want to manipulate every situation that we are in, and we tell them like we want them to hear. So the next time you're in a conference or a seminar, think about it. They're asking you to resolve a solution, to give a response, and not give a reaction to everything that you hear. Most often we forget that. We go there and say, I've been given a selection of time. They chose me, They know that I am very well experienced and let me catch hold of the situation. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not presence of mind. It's just a thought of being a dictator in your mind in every situation that you get into. So there must be a way to do this. The first way to do this is that if you're sitting in a chair, your lower back should be firmly against the chair. Don't lounge, sit up straight when somebody asks you, because now you're showing them that you're in rapt attention. If you're standing, stand with your feet firmly on the ground, because being grounded gives them a feeling that you're actually listening and you will work on the action that they're going to tell you about. You find people who are resting against the wall with one leg up like a stork in the water, and then you wonder where their mind really is, what happened to them. So have these thought processes that, am I grounded? Am I standing tall? And both times be there, be mindful, and be present with them and listen intently. Be a part of the occasion in the mind as well. Be mindful. You can't, the moment you do this, you put your hands around you, and the moment you do this, they know half the weight shifted from your grounded legs to your arms above. So which means the part which needs to be intent, your mind, now has a base to think something else. Because, ladies and gentlemen, people are watching. And suddenly, after doing all this, somebody asks you a question. Now, what feels like you have been jumped with a question, if you're sitting back in your chair and you're firmly grounded, rationalize, know your audience, answer with humility, in a mature manner, be grounded and composed. Flow with the flow, and every time you give an answer, people know that they have to take it in. And when you speak calmly, you look and sound assertive and not loud and brash. People don't want that. People want somebody they can actually look up to. Though one of my fellow colleagues, Manoj, mentioned and has named me the gentle giant, but he says good things about me later after that. But every time somebody looks unapproachable, but the way they talk to you, the way they're grounded with you, the way they give you respect is the essence of presence of mind. Most importantly, to participate well, research every day. Educate yourself about your network, your clients, your colleagues, your partner. Knowing them will in effect help you win half the battle. Involve yourself to evolve yourself. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call even my groups around me, super involved to evolve. Because if you do not involve yourself, you're in a situation where you're unable to get out of it. You said a wrong answer, and like Govind is doing this afternoon, where he's recording it, people are recording what you said, and that will go a long way in taking you forward or pausing you where you are or taking you backward. Always show gratitude and have a helping nature. Each and every time how you respond, people shall sit up to listen, sit firmly on the ground to understand, and then act on your advice, solution, strategy in earnest. Because presence of mind done in the right way is what the world needs in the new normal. We often say the new normal is something about surviving and thriving. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are given an option, if you're part of open networking, if you're part of an event where they're going to ask you a question and answer, show the humility and gratitude of thanking the person for giving you that opportunity. Be grounded in what you do. Be mature because they're looking up to you as a leader. If this afternoon Govind is reading out my profile, I have to live up to my standards. And in a calm and composed manner, tell them all what they would like to hear in earnest. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is presence of mind, being mindful, and one of the things that I actually teach as part of my whole business of business consulting, because the business today seems like out of your reach, you're unable to do, you're not going to survive, and things are going down the drain. So only that which is going down the drain is this mind which is telling you nothing is going to work. Sit back, be humble, be grounded, be mature, be composed, and you will survive and you will thrive. So thank you very much for listening to my session this afternoon, and I am open for question and answers. Please ask me and we shall take it forward from there.
Dr. Sudhir, thank you very much. I think these are very, very wise words from a wise man. So like you, it's terrific. It's so, I think it's so simple, and it's putting the mind in the right place, right way. I think it's going to make all the difference for us. Thank you very much. The floor is open for questions. We have 5 minutes for questions, please. Anyone has questions, please unmute and you can speak.
Hello, Dr. Sudhir.
Hello.
Wonderful session. My question is like, it looks very easy, but to practice it takes lots of efforts. I just want to have some tips like how to make most of an opportunity.
So to make most of an opportunity, first of all, when we get invited into any program, okay, go only with the intent of participating fully. Don't go just to show up there. Okay, so once you're in, mobile phones off or put flat down in case of an emergency. Don't keep looking down or looking away from the camera which is there. Okay, or at least look into the screen that is in front of you. And whenever you are given a chance, participate fully. So not a very, very difficult aspect in life. It is just that we make life so complicated that every time that we have a situation, we tend to overthink, overreact, and make life miserable for everybody around us, including ourselves. So all you need to do is make it as simple as Govind mentioned it, just has to be simple. Okay, and these simple, small steps will reach you where you are. I'm not saying it didn't take me time, but what took me 25 years to reach that till March 2020, took me 14 months of that 25 years to become totally different to who I am today. Because I learned that if I don't use the learning, only I stand to lose, nobody else.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Dr. Sudhir. Chandrachud here.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for a fantastic session, sir. So being mindful, in a way, you are telling is going to increase our presence of mind. Absolutely. And practicing all that values that you showcased us. And finally, the 3 pin which people can't forget easily. The third one, be grounded always. So, but one thing, being human, you know, we have our own limitations, our own innate, inborn qualities, our own angers and emotions. So every time you're grounded, you feel people are climbing over you. So how do you manage that?
So that's the beauty of one side being an animal, the other side being a human. The animal is not given the opportunity to think, rationalize, and behave like that. But a human has got a thought process. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. So if you remove that buzzer in your mind, that every time somebody says something, I have to react to it, then those reactions is what upsets us. But if you think back and go back to our ages when people used to say, think twice before you answer, The first time you answer, you're answering emotionally. The second time that you answer, you're answering rationally. So people would like your response, but they don't like your reaction often. So as humans, we tend to make mistakes. We react. We age and we respond. So age brings about that clarity of mind, why we need to respond.
Sure. Thank you. Move from reaction to response.
Absolutely.
So, Dr. Sudhir, I had a question for you. So, does age bring in response instead of reaction? Is that a generalized statement? Because I know several people who have, grays like me react. So they react at everything and at anything. So what is your take on that?
So I saw your eyes light up when I said that statement to him. So often that we see around us, when I meant age, is age of experience, age of knowledge, age of understanding people around us, and age of taking the effort to be mindful, and the age of taking responsibility of being responsive. I can be 98 and terrible. I can be 7 and responsive and wonderful. So it's often the circumstances that we come across and the situations that make us be who we are. Okay, Dr. Abdul Kalam says, I hope I pass away when I'm in the midst of doing something. So he was so mindful of that in a speech as he was giving, he fell back and he went like a flash. So he brought it onto himself, saying that while I'm at doing what I do best, I need to go. And so he went. But some people live all their lives, age, physically, and don't get to the responsive stage at all. So we need to age with maturity.
Great. So in the interest of time, one last question, then we can move on. And anyway, after the session, we'll all be available. We can ask more questions.
Sandita, I didn't see your raised hand.
Yeah, I would also add, I don't have any questions. I would also like to add that age is not a barrier, right? Whether you're young or old, you're always young, younger in your mind or your heart. Wisdom also counts, and your dignity, the way you carry with every situation that you take is also important. And presence of mind, I completely connect to that because it's all related to yoga again. So whether you're spiritual, whether you're religious, it doesn't matter. Connecting to yourself is most important here. So connection, it's all like a chain, right? So yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
So what Sandita mentioned just before we close the session is that each one of us is made of, every single iota of us is energy, and we just take different forms. We see things in the same way because they're all connected in energy and create forms. But at the end of it, if you build those beautiful, meaningful relationships around you, man or animal, man or material, man or nature, man or everything, man, woman or everything is going to ensure that every time that you do things, you're going to be mindful and your presence of mind will be at its ultimate best. So thank you very much, and back to you, Govind.